Viewers, people watching a video, might see my cat right now, Toph in the frame, but you're listening to episode 78 of No Limits, and my PC still isn't up and running yet. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor. You're listening to No Limits, PlayStation Podcast, episode 78. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Breanna and Sam, and my cat, Toph. You can find the video over... And Luna.
And
yes. Ted. And Ted. Sam, get Ted in here.
No.
Okay. Ow. Toph. Remember, you can find the video version of this... My camera. Toph, okay. Remember, you can find the video version of this podcast over on youtube.com/SaveTheGameMedia every Tuesday. And while you're over there, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you'd rather listen to audio, we are on all your favorite podcast services. We would love it if you could leave us a review. It helps us grow, and we'd love any feedback. If you want to support us and get early access to all Save the Game Media content, head over to patreon.com/SaveTheGameMedia and choose the tier that's right for you. Just like our current patrons did, Fabulous Breanna, Brianna's mom, Brianna's brother, Lindsay, Nikolai at Night, Cypher Primus, Brenton Myers, Marcus and Lillian, Mimi J, David Hotright, Dave Harp, the Xbox Expansion Pass, the Good Sir, brand new patron after their week trial ended, they decided to stay. Thank you so much, Good Sir. Alpaca Tom and Lee Navarro. You can also interact with us in the Discord. Links are all in the show notes. How we doing?
Doing okay.
Sam, did you get a haircut?
I did. Thank you for noticing.
No problem. How could I not?
Well, why not? Yeah, it's we sorely missed you.
Thanks.
But you're back. It was a rather hectic turn of events last time.
Yeah, I forget why couldn't I make it last time.
Reoriented in a new space, as you know. That's all fully sorted now. Got all of the wires tidied and stuff. Yeah, just been busy doing the stuff. Doing me bits, doing
that sounds
stuff.
Appropriate.
Yeah, it sounds.
I mean, from time to time, who knows?
Whoa. Post show.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I never know. Do you want me to say what I'm playing now, or do you want me to wait? Like, is this two separate questions, or do I go?
You figure it out.
Okay, well,
you got to figure out what the vibe is.
That was like a deflection. I look to you for leadership, Taylor.
I'm a politician. Nope, can't do that.
Immediately, yeah, okay, fair. Then I will say what I've played because it's just fresh on my mind. I have platinumed Resident Evil 8.
Wow! Did you say there was one trophy that was just killing you?
Yeah, getting the S rank. All the scenarios.
Surprised a game like Resident Evil ranks you on missions. It's a little weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a standalone thing,
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, through the course of the story, it's just like
they do rank you on the story pieces too.
Oh,
or at least they do in 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, not in 7 or 8. But yeah, it's like a separate score / time attack mode. That was a real old pain in the ass, but got it done. So platinum that was great. And I've done a backlog dive. The past week.
Good job.
So I have, because I wanted to for years, I've gone back and platinumed the first Dishonored. Because that is a game that I hold very dearly.
I love that game.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm likely now probably going to go and do 2 as well.
Death of the Outsider.
Maybe. I don't know if that has a separate platinum. If it does, then
I think it does because it was a standalone.
Yeah,
like what Lost Legacy is to Uncharted, Death of the Outsider is to Dishonored. So it's not quite DLC. It should be a standalone title.
Maybe I will. I've done it with Prey as well. I'm never going to play Deathloop again because it's a bad game.
Wow.
But
yeah, Prey 2017 was the last good. Wait, Dishonored 2 came out after Prey, right? So Dishonored 2 was the last good game from Arcane.
Yeah. So did that. That was a nice trip down memory lane. And then earlier today, I platinumed Psychonauts 2 as well.
Wow. On PS5. Well, yeah, platinum, of course. Never mind.
Yeah, with the PS4 version. Yeah, I loved the first Psychonauts. I played that way back in the day. So I knew I would eventually get around to Psychonauts 2, and I have. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. God love Double Fine.
They're amazing.
Such a good studio.
Way better point and click games than Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah. I'm not sure that's a high bar, but
no, it's really not. But
that's me.
Cool. What about you, Bree?
I've been doing okay. I feel like I'm doing a little bit better, like mental health wise this week. Like obviously, like hearing, like I got the test results back from Luna's blood test that she's normal. The vet still has a couple things that she wants me to keep an eye on, which is fine. I'm happy to keep an eye on things, especially because like she is getting older. She's not geriatric. Whoever called her that, freaking lady at the vet office. But she is an old baby kitten. And so like I'm happy to keep an eye on things. So feeling a lot better, especially because she's like still okay. So hopefully I'll calm down with time. What have I been up to? Okay. Since I last podcasted, would you believe that I have read 6 books?
You read 6 books in a week?
What's even crazier is I read 5 of those 6 books in about 24 hours.
How long were each of these books?
So the one that I read was about, I don't have real page counts. I only have iPad page counts, which I think are a little bit smaller than a regular page.
I'll let it slide.
So the one that I read like on its own was like 350-ish pages. And then the 5 books that I read like back to back that are all from the same series, they all ranged from 130 to 175 pages. So they were shorter.
Still, you read over 600 pages of literature in 24 hours.
Yeah. And I had this crazy emotional experience after I finished. Okay, so the book series that I read, I can't give the name of because it literally has the F word in the title, but it's called like Mind F by St. Abby, which is her pen name, which spells stabby, which is funny. But so it's about this serial killer that's going around killing these people that like did something really horrible to her and her brother. And she has a meet cute at like a coffee shop with an FBI profiler, and he's like the one that's on her case. But yeah, anyways, it's really good. It was like a really fantastic read, and it was really kind of awesome. Like it's not for everybody. There's tons of trigger warnings and stuff, but it was really awesome to see these men get what they deserved.
So I'm looking at it on Amazon right now. It looks like the cover is a parody of the Twilight cover,
yes,
right? So is this some sort of, is the plot some sort of play on the Twilight franchise? No. Or they just happen to do that with the art?
No, that's her what is it called? Her trophy. She takes a nail from everybody's house that she kills and then stabs it through the apple that she keeps at her house.
That is, at least the way she records her victims in and of itself is not harmful. Well, unless you consider putting an
the murders are really brutal. So yeah.
Oh, these go into gory detail.
Oh yeah. Not too bad. It doesn't get like super explicit, but it like tells you what happens. Anyway, so went through all of that about this woman like reclaiming like her life, and like after like this really 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 horrible thing happens to her, only to find out that the author was shot by her husband.
Wait, the author of this book? She's dead?
Yeah. And I found that out, like, literally it's on the last page of the last book that was like, by the way, she's passed away. Just wanted you to know, kind of thing. And I was like devastated. I was
Wait,
like,
by the way,
what?
So someone added that post. The editor probably added that post-mortem.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So yeah, I had this wild experience over 24 hours reading this really fantastic book series, like going through all this only to find out that the author had passed away. And I was devastated. And yeah, it's the news stories kind of around it are so interesting because it says that she passed away from an accident, but people found that there was like a post, like a news clip from her hometown the day that she passed away that says somebody with like a dude that's her husband's name shot his wife, but doesn't say her name. And like on her website and stuff, it just says that she passed away from an accident. So it's, yeah.
Unfortunately, I wondered. I'm sure. I don't know if there'll be some post-mortem like psychological analysis of if her husband shot her. I tend to wonder if she was being abused in the home, and if the writings in this book are a reflection of that abuse.
Yep, you have to wonder because the book is pretty brutal. Anyways.
Well, you should look up his court records. If you know his name, what state it was, check it out.
Yeah, that's a good point. He kind of has a generic name as part of the problem, but okay. The other thing that I did, so that was my reading life this week. That was a wild time, great time, but wild time.
Yeah, according to Amazon, the entire series, 692 pages. That's wild, Brie. That's wild to read in 24 hours.
It was good.
Good job.
Thank you. I do it for the praise, not for the story. Just kidding.
Right, you do it for the praise. You do it for the pages, not for the enjoyment. Yeah.
So that was a crazy time. Anyways, the other thing that I've been doing is I've been playing Potion Permit. It's so fun, you guys. I almost want to cry because it's so fun and so cute. And you have this little dog that you can pet and feed. And you just go around and collect ingredients and make potions for this town. And you have this cute little house that you have to fix up. It's great. Love it.
Potion Permit. So is that a game on Steam or something?
It is. I think it also is on Switch, I want to say. Hold on.
Sounds like Switch. Good Switch indie.
It's actually on Switch and PlayStation and Xbox and Steam. It's really great. If you guys see it, actually, if you see it at all, whether it's on sale or not, I would say get it because it's only $20, not on sale. But if it's on sale, that's a bonus.
Great.
So, really recommend it if you guys like cozy games at all that are listening. It's super good. So far, at least. So, that's me. Taylor, what have you been up to? How are you? What games have you been playing? All that fun stuff.
Work's been wild. I almost had to miss this week's episode because I thought I was going to need to be called in.
I was wondering if your work was crazy after everything that was going on.
Yeah, it was unrelated to that, but
interesting.
It only added to the chaos anyway.
Okay.
My specific issue I was dealing with that I had to deal with was unrelated to that, but to a big incident. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
listeners.
We don't have to specify because it's too specific.
Too specific, right? But I ended up not having to work yesterday or today because I need to do an analysis on some parts, and the shipping company is slow. They didn't get the parts delivered on Friday, so I'm like, well, can't do any work if you don't have the material. Sorry. So I got off the hook until Monday, I think. I went to go reassemble my PC yesterday after I got what I thought were supposed to be the parts I needed, which still was. I got a new motherboard and I got a new power supply while I was at it just for future proofing. And the one I had was probably a little too low wattage than it should be for maximum safety.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to put in my CPU that I upgraded in December to my computer, before I did that, I noticed the pins were bent. A couple pins were bent. And I'm like, this is a brand new processor. This should not be the case. And I looked up my orders and on Amazon, and because it was a holiday order, I ordered it in like early December. They extend the return deadline if the item's defective through January 31st. So today's January 28th, the time we're recording. So I'm just getting in there at the last second, a defective return for a processor so I can get that replaced. So the new process, I ordered a new processor while I'm going to ship this one off that I have now. So hopefully by the time we record next week, my PC is back up and running. That should be everything I need. It's been not fun, and it's made me resent PC gaming over these past couple weeks. And I'm just like, I shouldn't say PC gaming. It makes me resent PC building. I'm like, in the future, I'm either going to get a really good, like a pre-built from a really good company, or I'm going to buy parts and give them to a local shop and pay them for labor. I don't want to build computers. I don't think I want to really build computers anymore after I rebuild the one I'm about to for my computer. So hopefully that's back up and running next week. And in the meantime, PS5 and Switch are my only ways to play games. So I've been playing. I played like 1 hour Nier Replicant. Because I'm like, Bree says this series is good. And I was playing on hard, and the enemy's really spongy, and I wasn't really digging it. So maybe I'll go back to it and play it on normal. I met someone named Johan. And there was this black book that we're supposed to not use, but we used it. And now I woke up in a village. Or not woke up, transferred to a village. So I have no idea what's going on. But I think that'll probably be sidelined because I've just been going through my catalog of games. I don't know. I started A Plague Tale: Innocence. Kevin gets all jumpy about it. I'm like, fine, Kev. I still have this installed on my PS5. On the PS5 version from PS Plus. Maybe I'll give it a whirl. Yeah. So I'm about a couple hours in. It's pretty good so far. Definitely feels like a third-party Sony game, if I can say that. It very much seems like it takes inspiration from your Last of Us, your not Uncharted, but I'd say really your Last of Us or God of War 2018 type experiences.
For sure.
The whole time I was playing it, I was really hoping. I'm like, okay, so you have the slingshot to kill enemies. You don't have any guns. You just have a sling. And it's called A Plague Tale, Innocence, for a reason, right? It's the historical fiction on the Black Plague. And there are rats that go around and mutilate everyone's body. That didn't actually happen during the Black Plague, for the record. But in this Plague Tale, right, it's a tale. It's not real. That's what happens. And so far, I've just been like, man, why can't it be like Dishonored, Sam, to what you were playing earlier? I'm like, why can't it be like Dishonored? And I can summon rats to eat people. And I hope that a combat option like that opens up later in the game, because it seems like Hugo, the little boy that you're trying to protect in the game, your name's Amicia, the protagonist. You're trying to protect your younger brother, Hugo. It seemed like Hugo has something magical or almost supernatural that they're hinting at. And I really hope it allows me to summon rats to get my enemies.
Who knows?
I'll take that as a yes, Sam. Thanks.
We'll neither confirm nor deny.
All right. So
when Kevin was streaming the other day, he said that he thinks I would like Hellblade more than A Plague Tale. Which I thought was interesting.
I agree. As long as trigger warning for like
mental health stuff and voices in your head. I've only been triggered one time, and it was not for something you'd think of. So okay. I'm okay. Actually, gore gets me sometimes, but that's not like a trigger thing. That's just like that's gross.
I've only played a couple hours of Hellblade, but So the one on the list I want to get back to and restart. But yeah, I think you'd like it, Breen.
Okay.
Not a
It's,
massive time commitment either compared to Plague Tale.
Yeah, it goes on sale for $2 to $5 on Steam
I already
frequently.
have it.
Oh, Kev gifted me Hellblade on Steam.
You got to play it with headphones though.
Yeah, you do have to play with headphones.
What
There's no other
happens if
game
you
I would have. You're missing out.
It explodes. Your PC or your console explodes.
Cool.
That's good to know.
Don't play it on PlayStation. No. It's locked
Easy
at 30
way out.
FPS on PlayStation. Play it on PC.
Easy platinum though.
Sam, you'll be playing Hellblade 2 on your Series S?
The answer is inevitably going to be yes, but I'm not like chomping at it. I'm not even vaguely excited about it, which is mainly just that like everything they've shown doesn't really look like it's advanced really in any way. It just looks like more of the first game, and I feel like
God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, but in the sense of like the way that the first Hellblade wraps up, it felt like a very secular, isolated experience. You know, like it wasn't sequel baiting as far as I can remember. It's a couple of years since I played it, but as far as I know, it certainly wasn't sequel baiting. And you could say the same thing about like, oh, what about The Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2? Maybe I can be surprised, but my point is that they haven't shown me anything that suggests that it isn't just going to be more of the first game, which is like, that's cool. But I mean, I'll play it on Game Pass, obviously, regardless, or maybe I'll just wait because, you know, all Xbox games are coming to PlayStation eventually now. So,
whoa. We don't know that. All right.
Or do we, you know?
Hi-Fi Rush, yeah. We know that. That's Hi-Fi
What
Rush.
What if Hellblade 2 doesn't sell well? You know, in the same way that like a Hi-Fi Rush didn't sell crazy well, or most Xbox games don't sell incredibly well.
What's because of Game Pass?
Precisely, Taylor. So they need more income. If they want to elevate the IP or they want to make more money off of it, it doesn't matter. The answer is to port it to more systems.
You're right. Mobile.
So
Cloud gaming is the future, man. I really hope it isn't.
Stop it. Don't speak that into existence, Taylor.
No more discs.
No more discs.
Like, I know that that's not a news story we're talking about because it's Xbox, but like that hurt.
Speaking,
you could
of
see
discs,
it coming, but like that really stung.
Yeah.
Because like now a precedent has been set. What if other people follow that? Stop. No.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Well, I need to jailbreak my PS3. I have one of these days. I need to get a new USB drive and it's off. You're adjusting my camera. I have plans to play through the entire Resistance trilogy and Infamous 1 and 2 after I jailbreak my PS3.
Hell yeah.
Well, I could just buy the games. Well, I will be buying the games, but you know.
So good.
Jailbreak. Anyway, one more thing I want to mention. Tekken 8 looks really good. It looks really good.
One other thing I want to mention. What the heck did you guys pick up this week?
Animal Well.
Never even heard of it.
What do you mean?
Have you looked it
up? What did I buy?
No.
On Fantasy Critic, Taylor.
Oh, right. I don't know. That's Sam.
Have you looked up
I'm looking it right now.
Since my PC's been out, I've been kind of disconnected from a lot of stuff.
It is an indie Metroidvania that has been previewing incredibly well, but it is under the radar.
Listen, I'm not even trying to say that you're wrong for picking it up. I'm just saying, what the heck? Because I've never heard of it.
Have you heard of Rise of the Golden Idol?
No.
I haven't heard of that one either before you wanted to bid on it. If
you look up Case of the Golden Idol, though, see how well that reviewed. Sequel's coming this year.
What?
Pretty easy, you know. We spent a grand total of $8, and we have the Alan Wake 2 DLC.
Somebody is
very
salty
highly anticipated
that
indies.
Kyle and I stole something.
I mean, you blew like a third of your budget on one game, you know.
Unicorn
Yeah.
We
Overlord.
can just outbid you on other stuff in the future.
Was it
That's
Unicorn
all that
Overlord?
matters.
Sure.
What did they bid on?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was Kev we lost to for that one.
No.
Yeah, no, it was Bree and Kyle. Taylor, I'm just going to say it. We're looking incredibly strong right now in
Let's
Fantasy
go.
Critic.
I'll take a look one of these
You are.
days and contribute some prediction.
That's okay, Taylor. It's okay. Like, it's going to
You
be
looking
quiet
good?
now. Like, I don't think, wink, wink, you know, wink, 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 wink. I don't think we're going to be bidding on anything for a little while now, unless something gets like announced in the next few weeks, which is possible, depending on the stories we're talking about. But yeah, we've got four slots left to fill, Taylor. Obviously, if we want to drop something, but we've got one counter pick and then 4 games to select.
Oh yeah,
and I
can
think
we
we're
drop
in a good spot?
what are the drop rules this year again are we can drop things
We
anything
can
that aren't
just drop
counterpicked?
things as long as it's not counterpicked. Yeah.
Thank God, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
That's technically not correct.
Ah!
We have unlimited drops for games that aren't going to be coming out and confirmed to not be
There you
coming
go.
out. We can drop as many of those as we want as long as they're not counterpicked. We can only drop one game that is going to come out this year, but we don't want, as long as it's not counterpicked.
All right, so that still
We want
fits.
those.
That still fulfills the issue we had last year.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
it does. And also, not that I should be helping at all, but drops do process before bids do.
They do.
Wow.
So
So does counterpicking count as a bid?
yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, because you're picking, which is counter. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fantasy critic.
Oh, fantasy critic.
We're gonna
Sam, maybe we could do some insider trading. Oh, Sam, I do have Sam's a cheat code because I have insider knowledge.
What can I say? To be
Behind
fair,
the
though,
scenes.
like at that point, by the time that I'm playing anything that hasn't currently been released, there will likely be a preview out or something, you know, that would
Right.
refrain us
Like-
from bidding on it.
Like behind the scenes, Sam told me Taylor Suicide Squad has Deadshot in it. I'm like, whoa.
That is true. I don't know if that's been announced yet, but it's true.
Right.
You know,
Deadpool,
he's only in all the
same thing.
trailers and all of the promo art and everything.
Speaking of Deadpool, does that come out in the summer? Deadpool 3?
It does.
I'm so excited
Um,
to see Hugh Jackman back on the big screen.
Early July, I
I
believe, is
Need to
when
watch
it's currently set
the
for.
Deadpool films.
The Deadpool films are fun, especially Deadpool 2. Extra funny. Well, I shouldn't say extra funny. I'd say it's extra good because there's way more appearances of characters.
Yeah, for sure.
Taylor, I don't want to get you too excited, but we're getting close to watching Daredevil.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Don't watch The Defenders. Let Sam fill you in between season 2 and season 3. And Elektra's little mid. This is what I'll say.
Taylor, have
Yeah.
you, speaking of, before we move on, have you seen some of the set photos now that they've started up again on Daredevil Born Again?
No. What are they telling me, Sam?
Oh,
Is John
lordy.
Bernthal kicking people with a shotgun?
We have not yet seen John Bernthal. I mean, obviously he is going to be in the series, but
Red. What's going on, Red?
yeah. But it wasn't looking likely. But I think with they've done a bit of a rewrite and a rejig. We are now 100% guaranteed getting Karen and Foggy.
Let's go.
Yeah. Which seems like an obvious decision. Like that should have just been the case from the beginning, but they're in it.
Yeah,
When are we
something
getting
again.
Bloodborne 2?
Nope. Shh. Shh. Your best bet, Bree, is when PS4 gets good emulation and we can unlock the frame rate in 15 years. That is when it happens. That's when you.
That's
the
not
best.
Bloodborne 2.
That's the best Bloodborne you get, though. That's the closest you get.
Bloodborne on
there
PS5 is pretty good.
if there is some kind of Bloodborne multimedia thing going on, adaptation, if an announcement doesn't come at that time to coincide with the release of that project, be it a film or a TV series or an anime or whatever,
Mike Flanagan,
then it's not
Bloodborne
gonna
series.
don't do that to me, Taylor. You got me excited now.
Yeah. I know.
Is
are you
that who you
excited?
guys would pick as Mike Flanagan?
I'm sure there might be better picks, but that certainly sounds like a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's done fairly well with like the Netflix series. I don't know if you guys have seen. How many of
Mhm.
you guys have seen?
I've seen
Yeah.
Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, and Hill House. I still need to watch House of Usher and Midnight Club.
I've seen all of them at this point.
Toph, no. Toph, don't do that. Nope. Shh.
Midnight
Stop
Club was interesting,
I
but
heard that was the worst of his bunch.
most people don't like it, I think, because they're expecting something different. So, okay. Well, sounds like we're getting a Bloodborne TV show from Apple.
Please stop it.
We started this one.
The best video game adjacent TV show you're getting from Apple is Monarch. Because Godzilla, as I said, is what I'm calling video game adjacent.
Ted Lasso is in a video game.
Ted Lasso, the bad TV show.
Yeah. Yep.
You ever watched The Bear, Brie? I'm still watching it, and it's a very good
No,
TV
but
show.
I saw the ad for, I think it was Calvin Klein.
Jeremy Allen White does Calvin Klein as yeah.
Yeah.
He's a hot
Does
potato.
that
Very
count?
good show.
Sure.
I have no idea what the vibe of that show is. Like, is it funny? Is
It's
it
anxious.
drama?
There's
Like-
some funny, but a lot of it's anxious.
Okay. I don't know if I'll watch it, but maybe.
Yeah, I don't.
Like-
I don't know that you'd get on with
like,
it.
really
personally. I think it's
hectic
excellent,
kitchen.
but
It's excellent. Like yelling curse words at the top of your lungs to your employees because you're not producing food fast enough and everything's going wrong and everything's falling apart.
very Succession in that regard, I suppose.
I'd say it's
I
more
like
chaotic
Succession.
than Succession.
As long
I
as
mean,
it's
sure,
not
yes, it's
season
certainly more
one.
chaotic, but like in terms of like quick paced dialogue and interplay.
Also,
and
the
stuff.
family aspect. It's not a
Yes, that's true.
it's not a mogul corporation, but well,
Okay.
it's not quite the same, but there is a big family aspect to it, like Succession.
Have you guys seen White Lotus?
No.
No.
Because I keep hearing about that, and I really like Jennifer Coolidge, so I want to watch that.
Oh, I've heard, did she win an Emmy for White Lotus?
Yeah.
I didn't know if Jennifer Coolidge was a really good actress. She is.
She is, and she's so funny. I don't know if you guys saw her speech, but she's like, for some reason, the gays love me. And it's true. It's true. I love it. She's in my favorite Christmas movie, so
What would that be?
Single All the Way.
Oh God, is it a rom-com?
It is. It's basically a Hallmark movie, but gay. And
Oh,
it's
Jennifer
great.
Coolidge is gay in the movie.
No, she's not. She's a crazy aunt.
Mm.
But she plays so perfectly. I love it. I've watched it 3 years in a row now, ever since it came out. I love that movie so much.
There's also a crazy aunt in a holiday episode of The Bear, played
They
by
have
Jamie Lee
holiday
Curtis.
episode? I love that. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. She's a good actress.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about TV shows. We're here to talk about play.
PP.
Yeah. Toph, no, stop biting my arm. Don't do that. Ow. Okay.
To be fair, we only have 2 stories, so
It's been a slow week, guys.
of all the weeks to just sit and talk, this was the week.
Yeah. It's been a snow week. Slow
Oh my
week.
goodness. This is not English, this is French.
Anyway. So, a few stories, right? I guess the first one. According to Wario64 reported, according to Deal Labs leaker Bill Kuhn, Until Dawn is getting a new release on PS5 and PC, and the announcement is expected within 15 days from the time of that tweet, which is, at this point, less than 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Until Dawn's coming back. Please be excited. And this would make sense considering they're making a movie too, like you said, Sam. Putting these projects together.
The first reply to the tweet, I don't know how Twitter algorithm works, but the first reply cracked me up because it was like, these people are remaking everything but the games that actually need to be remade. And it's true.
True. I'm never against, my policy is I'm never against remakes or remasters, but I do think there are ones that probably should be remade, should be higher on the remake priority list than others. But Last of Us got chewed in right because of the TV show. So
yeah, next Bloodborne will get.
And also, like,
remaster, remake.
I don't know. I think this one is a little bit different, but also like just poorly timed, I think, in terms of like how certain people are receiving it because of all the, Last of Us Part 2 remastered, and they're supposedly there's a Horizon Zero Dawn thing is still happening, and but this isn't Sony first party, but because it's a PlayStation exclusive, it was, but now it's going to PC as well. It's kind of been lumped into that same PlayStation is just remaking everything, which isn't necessarily incorrect. But this is a third party, Supermassive. It just so happens to be that they are working alongside Sony on a film, and therefore it makes sense that Supermassive would want to remake their most popular game by a long way to be up to date and playable for people who watch the film on the game that it's based on.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It is what it is.
Like, are any of us going to play a supposed Until Dawn remastered?
Can I be honest? I've never played the first one, so there's a chance because I always wanted to play it.
I haven't either. Maybe if I was playing with a friend or a partner, but I don't think I'd play it by myself. Just because I think it would be fun to see what Kevin does with his girlfriend. Like if I was doing that with a friend or a partner, see what choices they want to make, or we talk about what choices we think we should do, and then do it. It would be a fun, almost like, even though it's not co-op, it would be a fun couch experience with a friend or friends.
Don't have much time to make those choices, Taylor. Be careful.
Oh.
It's like you've got maybe 5 seconds.
See, Until Dawn exists, but then it's like Alan Wake 1 is just looks so much more fulfilling than Until Dawn.
If you want Until Dawn experience,
they're very different games.
With your friends, they have that one game that they released that has like the mobile app companion. I cannot remember the name of that game.
Not The Quarry, is it?
No. I just wrote Until Damn.
It's okay.
I cracked myself up. Okay, Supermassive Games. Let's see. Projects. I cannot remember, but if you guys haven't played that with your friends / family, Hidden Agenda, that's great. That is great. You guys just download it to a PlayStation. That's what I did. And then you just add the Hidden Agenda app to your phone, and then you can all make decisions. It's kind of like that. Like you all vote on like what clues you want to search for, what you're doing, all that fun stuff. It's good. I enjoy it.
Should I play Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls one day?
Yes, and I should as well.
Definitely Heavy Rain. I can't in good faith recommend Beyond Two Souls, but it's also not like the worst game ever or anything. It's just nowhere near as good. In the same way that, like, if I had to recommend a Supermassive game, I would absolutely tell you Until Dawn as opposed to any of the Dark Pictures games.
I don't remember ever purchasing Heavy Rain, but it's in my collection.
That's a weird recurring coincidence with you, Taylor. You
it might be on PS Plus,
and you
and
never
it's just
remember how you bought them.
Right. It might be on PS Plus, and it just didn't detect it as a PS Plus on the PS5.
Fair. That's fair. Maybe. Did you own it on PS3 or anything?
No.
No. because it might just be in your game.
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls is also the case now. They're definitely on PS Plus because I never purchased those games.
Yeah. Okay.
But of the, let me see this, of what I'm going to call really heavy story games, the one on PlayStation, the heaviest story PlayStation game I think I want to play most is, and I actually purchased it on PS4, but stopped playing after a few hours. Uh-oh. My work phone just went off. I need to check what it said.
Okay.
Anyway, would be Death Stranding.
Hell yeah.
I do like me some Christopher Nolan-esque cinematic experience, and Kojima's a bit of a glutton for that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
let me go check my phone to see if I have to go into work today.
Death Stranding is horrifically underrated, in my opinion. I think it's one of the most unique and cool, most visually impressive. The soundtrack is just phenomenal. Performances across the board are stellar.
See, what I can't get out of my head with Death Stranding is that one of my friends from work from forever ago played the game like day one, and she said that she was having a good time, but she said the mechanics really aren't what I was expecting, and I'm pretty disappointed. And I can never get that out of my head.
Well, what was she expecting?
I don't know, but I guess being a mail carrier was not it.
I mean, but that is like everything that the promo was telling you. But the game wasn't
remember the
pretending to be
promo saying
else.
anything about being a mail carrier.
Oh yeah, like you go to any trailer for Death Stranding, it's going to show Norman Reedus with massive trails of packages behind him walking.
Should I get the
environments?
$10 director's cut upgrade?
Why not?
Probably. If I ever play it again.
That is a question. I would say no. Wow. I don't think it's necessary. Wow. Like the base game looks great. I don't think the visual upgrades are worth it. And like the only additional stuff you get with the director's cut, I would only say is worth the $10 if you know you're already like in, you know?
Right.
So I would advise dipping your toe back into the water, and if you start really vibing with it, then definitely I would say it's worth it, because not that I would recommend it, but there is stuff in the director's cut that they introduce that makes doing a lot of the stuff in the game easier. But like the whole point of Death Stranding, and it's the stuff that nobody seems to understand, or not a lot of people, I don't want to generalize, is that the game by design, because it's Kojima, is meant to be like a real slow burn, pain in the ass to get anywhere thing for a decent chunk of time to begin with.
I heard there's some big hump you have to get over that's around 15 hours in or 10 hours in or something.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right. But like once you reach that hill and you crest over it, not only do like tons of brand new gameplay mechanics be introduced, you get far more of like the social strand system stuff where you see different people's structures being built that help you on your journey. You can start constructing entire roadways that you can use as traversal, zip lines, stuff like that. And also on top of that, the narrative really kicks it up a notch and then just doesn't stop. It just keeps going. But like people don't understand that the slog at the beginning is very much intentional, because in the same way that the beginning of The Last of Us Part 2 is very specifically the beginning of The Last of Us Part 2 to align you emotionally and mentally with the character that you're playing, Death Stranding does the exact same thing, just in a different context. And therefore, once you crest over that hill of difficulty and you start getting help from others with their structures, and you start pulling on the narrative threads more, you appreciate it that much more. So I will sing Death Stranding's praises until my last breath, truly.
All right.
What if the second game just sucks?
As happens sometimes.
I would wager that it probably isn't going to.
Yeah, I would say the
because
same.
Kojima himself has a practically stellar track record. Obviously, there's stuff like Metal Gear Survive, but that was Konami, not him.
He didn't do that game. Like,
Exactly.
he did
That's what I
not
mean. That's what I
work
mean.
on that game.
Whereas I think people have a association because of the Metal Gear name. It's
Right.
like he didn't do that. Every game that he's actually physically had his hands on has been. I mean, look at PT, right? Like that was his baby with Guillermo del Toro.
Secondhand
And that's
PS4s that have PT installed in them are a collector's item because you cannot re-download the game.
exactly.
So unless PS4 jailbreaks become prevalent over the next few years, you won't be able to get PT on your PS4.
And like in a sorry to take the wavelength here, but it's just because I'm the only one that's played Death Stranding. In the same way that I've said to you guys how Horizon 3, realistically, with what happens in Forbidden West, kind of in some way has to be not a completely different game, but a different game if they're going in the direction that they seem to allude to. Like, I am almost 100% certain that Death Stranding 2 is going to be a completely different game because narratively, the stuff that Death Stranding ends on, you legitimately will not be able to justify unless you retcon or just by some random BS bring it back in. Like certain gameplay elements and mechanics have been removed from the narrative context of the world. Like characters are in very different places doing different things. So I'm kind of expecting not a rug pull, but again, in the same way that nobody seems to really know what Death Stranding is as a game, I'm kind of expecting the same discourse leading up to whenever Death Stranding 2 comes out, which has me excited. I loved the first Death Stranding, and even if the second one isn't the same kind of game, I will likely love it. Either way.
Good answer.
Thanks.
Well, sorry, Sam. Death Stranding eventually, maybe.
That's okay.
Knowing me, never. Again, once my PC gets back, control is my priority. Until then, I'm diverting with Plague Tale.
Yeah, I like definitely. I would say, as much as I've just sung its praises, the other stuff you have on your backlog, I would prefer you get to first, for sure.
Thanks, Dad.
You forgot the last half of that.
Put it in a short. Top what? Okay. All right. Anyone want to talk about the last one?
I don't want to read it because I've just spoken tons. I feel like I'm absorbing all the air.
You know what, Sam? How could you?
I can.
Thanks, Bree.
Or if you want to talk about it or not, I don't know. Or we could. And you're gonna talk about post show.
Death Stranding 2.
Wait, I thought we were just talking about Death Stranding because we just talked about Death Stranding 2 when I was away from the mic.
No.
No, we just went off on a tangent.
Oh,
we just went on a tangent because you said that you were interested in going back to Death Stranding.
Okay. Anyway, Death Stranding 2. Speaking of Death Stranding.
Okay, I just like full disclosure. So I'm kind of this is the same thing. This is from like the Deal Labs, Bill Bilkin, and it is translated automatically from French to English. So I'm gonna do my best because sometimes the language gets kind of weird when there's an automatic translator involved. So it says Death Stranding 2. Here is the real title to the successor of Death Stranding. Sorry. Announced in December of 2022, Death Stranding 2 game has not benefited from any new official announcement about it. There is a definitive title in the preview. The game, which is still under development, was announced in the form of a 4-minute cinematic trailer. We find several characters from the first opus, with another part of the cast new, like Elle Fanning or Shioli Kutsuna.
Mhm.
We also learned that this trailer in this trailer that the game is published by Sony Interactive Entertainment and that it'll be released on PS5. Nothing surprising there. Let's see. Please note that the title Death Stranding 2 is not final. As we can see in the trailer, it says Death Stranding 2 parentheses working title. There is a second announcement imminent. This is one of the things that they are 100% sure of. A second announcement regarding the game is imminent. Although they have not been able to determine the date of the announcement, they estimate that it will occur within the next 15 days. So we've been talking, like, Save the Game Media Discord, about how since this is two different things that are saying within the next 15 days, it's kind of seeming like there would be a state of play coming soon. There's also Jeff Grubb also mentioned that PlayStation's state of play event would be in the coming weeks. So we expect an announcement during this possible state of play for Death Stranding 2 and for Until Dawn remake. So I guess we'll see.
Also, the full title for Death Stranding 2 is supposedly On the Beach.
Does that make sense to you, Sam?
It does.
Death Stranding 2 on the beach makes
Yeah, it does make sense.
Stepping on the beach.
weird.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, if you haven't played the original Death Stranding, On the Beach means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it really does mean nothing.
Like,
Wow.
just for very base level context, without going into spoilers for the game or anything, the game is called Death Stranding because that is what the actual term is for when marine animals beach themselves and they die on the shore for some reason. You know, it happens. It's a phenomenon that happens, right? Where you'll see dolphins or sharks or whales or things that aren't capable of breathing on land en masse, just flooding beaches and shorelines. If you didn't know that was a thing, that is a thing.
Can you imagine being at a beach when that happens?
Yes, I imagine it would be a very peculiar and surreal, unnerving experience.
I played Bloodborne. Orphan of Kos was an interesting beach experience.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, actually, Fishing Hamlet is a quite interesting beach experience that you should play, Bree, in the Bloodborne DLC. And the most brutal part of the game by difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually.
But yeah, and then that explains why, if you go back and look at like the reveal trailer for Death Stranding, has Norman Reedus on a beach with the baby, and there's tons of dead whales and fish and stuff around him. But that's the whole point. The event that has put the world the way that it is called the Death Stranding. And there is more stuff about what beach is used as a descriptive term for very specific things within this universe. And the way that the game ends, again, without saying anything, and stuff that you learn across the game. It certainly makes sense. I can see where they might be going contextually with a title like that, assuming it is, of course, correct. But regardless, it's the same old Kojima stuff, you know. Like, that is such a Kojima title.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something super cool. It's just weird. It's just On the Beach. He's like, yeah, that's a weird title, but you're going to accept it. You're going to like it, and I do. I do like it.
You simp for Kojima.
Yeah. It's like a Sex on the Beach cocktail.
Whoa!
But instead, Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
It's a
just a black, gooey liquid, and like souls come out of it.
Okay.
Hot.
You said it, not me.
Look, I've seen Arrival. Those aliens are hot.
That's
black
the first
paper
bit that would come to my mind. But whatever
Sounds
floats
like
your
the
boat.
last area of Dark Souls.
Brie, have you seen Arrival?
Mm-mm.
You should watch Arrival.
Should I?
It'll make you cry a lot. A
That
lot, a
sounds
lot.
not like a good time.
Like a hell of a ton you're going to cry at the end of that movie.
It can't be more than I cried at Banana Fish. So
I don't know that film.
You're just making up names for things.
But Arrival
there's a
gets...
show called Banana Fish that I
What's
literally.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm not asking. I'm not
Stop.
asking. Banana
Off.
Fish.
Yeah, there's a show called Banana Fish. It's one of
I'm
the
gonna
best
have to
written
Google
shows ever.
this.
And yeah, I can't even listen to the song that plays over the sad thing without like literally like at least tearing up, if not full crying. It's traumatized me for life. It's a really good
Well,
show.
Toph's making me bleed. Anyway, that's it for this week, I guess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Patreon member.
Yeah, we have a post show for this week, and we're going to try to identify music clips, correspond clips of music to the games they come from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That means one of us will always have to know what the clips are.
No, because I'm gonna do a YouTube video that's like guess this thing, and then it tells you at the end of the thing.
Interesting.
Okay.
So I
But
won't know either.
we can't guarantee that you're not going to cheat.
You
the
can't
answers aren't in,
guarantee
like, the
that I'm not
description or
gonna cheat.
something. Yeah.
True.
And I will warn you, I am very good at these games. I just get ahead of that. Especially if it's Disney. I've never tried it with video game soundtracks, but Disney, I would wreck you all without even trying.
Ow.
Actually, sometimes what gets me is I start singing the song instead of saying what the name of the song is. And that messes me up sometimes. But what can you do? All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to say? Join the Patreon, patreon.com/SaveTheGameMedia. There is a free trial for 7 days. So if you want to like just watch a couple videos from the backlog, you can. Or you can join for $1 and get us that much closer to people getting tattoos.
Right.
Listen, I'll even sign up to get a tattoo. Not on my butt, like those two are, but
Mm-hmm.
I will get a tattoo.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening. Remember, you can find us on YouTube at Save the Game Media, Twitter at Save Game Media, Discord, links are all in the show notes. Where can people find you, Brie?
At Fabulous Breanna, FABULISTBREANNA.
Awesome. And you, Mr. Spider-Man handbag on the door handle.
Anywhere and everywhere at Samhini, HEA,
Great. You can find me. I'm not going to just say on the Discord this time. Maybe from now on, I'll just say you can find me on PSN at Mr. Carter9, MrCarterNine. If you're wondering where that comes from, it's because my favorite basketball player is Vince Carter, and he wore the number 9 in the 2000 U.S. Olympics, where he jumped over a 7'2" center to dunk the basketball in a game. So, Mr. Carter9. Anyway, until next time, bye-bye.